John, thank you for joining us and congratulations on becoming the new captain of Aston Villa. It's the first time we've spoken since the announcement. It must have been an incredibly proud moment for you.
Aye, first and foremost, you touched on that. It was an incredibly proud moment. Massive day for me and my family to be given such a privileged position and such a huge club, and to be given it by one of the most iconic captains that the Premier League has ever witnessed. So obviously a day that I'll remember forever, and a role and a position which I won't take for granted, and hopefully do my best in the role anyway.
You mentioned the manager there. How did you react when he initially told you the news?
Well, I got the curly finger, and that can mean a few things in football. It means you could either be getting dropped, you've done something wrong, or something good's about to happen. But it came as a nice surprise. He touched upon the reasons for the decision. Obviously it was really nice to hear what he thought of me and the way I kind of handle myself around the club. So he was pretty straightforward and clear in his messages in the same way that he always is. So we've got an extremely good relationship, but I feel as if I've got a good relationship with everyone here at the training ground. So it was a nice surprise, not something I was expecting, but really looking forward to taking the role forward.
It's been quite a journey for you. You've spoken obviously about some difficult moments previously in your career, leaving St Mirren, for example. Is this a moment where you can reflect on how far you've come, but also how much there is still to achieve?
It's certainly a time to reflect for me, and to touch upon those values I learned at St Mirren. St Mirren's a brilliant club, not only to learn your trade on the park, but to get some really good values off the park. We used to do all the jobs and do things that we're very fortunate here that are already done for us, but it kind of keeps you humble, and I'm still the same guy that played for St Mirren, but obviously I've had to work very hard to get to this position, and it's certainly one I don't take for granted, but I'm grateful I had the upbringing I have, and have the values that I learned at St Mirren, definitely.
Even so soon after the announcement, have you given thought to what you want to achieve as captain?
I'd probably break that down into three segments. First of all, I want to be a successful captain on the pitch. I want to represent a team that's competing in the top half of the table, and enjoying long successful runs in the cup competitions. Secondly, I want to continue being a good person. I feel as if I have been a good person around the place already, but just there to help others, whether that's players or staff, and just lead by example on a daily basis by even doing the simplest of things well. So I want to help inspire others by just being a good person. And thirdly, I want to be a captain that represents the fan base. I feel as if I've always had a good relationship with the supporters. I feel as if I've always had time with the fans, but a lot of that's been done away from the cameras. So I understand in this role and in this position, I'm going to have to engage a lot more with the different fan groups that spend a lot of time supporting us. So it's my responsibility now to do as best I can to support them and give them the best opportunity to support Villa in their own way, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
We've seen you obviously captain Scotland and Villa on occasion as well, and we know you lead by example out on the pitch, but how would you describe yourself as a leader behind the scenes, around the training ground and elsewhere?
I've certainly grown up a bit. Everyone knows me as kind of the joker, kind of class clown, but if you're given a position like this, I don't really want to change too much as a person, but when you get older, you do get to grow up. You know where the line is, you know when there's a time for a laugh and a joke and when there's a time to be serious. So manager can be a wee bit scary at times when he wants something done, so I know I've got a lot to learn and a lot to work on, but I feel as if with everyone in the stadium, at the training ground, I feel as if I'm universally respected, and I certainly feel that trust and confidence, not just by the players and the staff, but by everyone involved at the club.
Obviously you'll be taking over from Tyrone Mings, who captained the side last season. He tweeted that it will be an honour to play under your captaincy. That must have been a nice thing to read.
It was. No surprise really. Tyrone was one of the first players to contact me to congratulate me on the role. He's someone who I worked very close closely with last season, being vice captain, and he's someone I've already leaned on, and I'll continue to lean on his leadership qualities going into the season. But also, with the manager appointing Ashley Young as club captain, he'll be a huge help to me and to all of the squad. His experience and the things he's achieved in the game, he's one of the most recognised players in the Premier League and across Europe. So his experience will be invaluable to me, and hopefully as a team we can work together.
Looking ahead, we return to Premier League action on Saturday. We finished unbeaten in pre-season. It looks like it's been a really positive period of preparation for the team.
It's been a really good pre-season. One we kind of approach with caution, because we know that historically, if you have a good pre-season, it doesn't always mean that you're going to have a successful start to the season. So we've trained well, everyone's looking fit and sharp, we've had plenty running. If anyone's witnessed any of the videos in Australia, you know we've been Aston Villa Harriers. But we've had good results, good performances, and there's players who maybe had up and down seasons last year who are looking really sharp. And I think since my time at the club, the competition for places has never been stronger. And I think even players who were maybe comfortable in their position last year, we know we look over our shoulder and there's players fighting to grab the shirt. So it's only healthy for us moving forward, and we certainly want to improve on last season, where we definitely underachieved.
You spoke about the competition for places. How have Boubacar, Diego and Ludwig settled in?
Brilliant. A huge statement of intent by everyone involved. I think everyone knows now the ambition of the owners and everyone involved up the stairs. Diego was a Champions League centre-half, one of the best defenders in La Liga, and he looks very much that kind of level of defender. Can fling you about easily, really good in the ball, and you saw in France he's a threat in both boxes. So he's fitted in well. There's obviously a little bit of a language barrier, but we've got enough South Americans, and he can speak a bit of French, which is good. Luda's obviously been a great signing as well, really good guy, a lot of pedigree, Swedish international, and he's fitted in seamlessly. So alongside Buba's a little bit more he's a bit nuts. Buba, he's funny. Once you get him in front of the camera, he's a funny guy. But not only that, the chance to get him signed early doors when loads of teams in Europe were after him was another huge statement of intent from us. So he's fitted in well, and he'll provide great competition, not only for centre back but in the number 6 position as well.
And finally, how much are you looking forward to getting started against Bournemouth at the weekend?
We are. It's a tough start. It's never easy playing the newly promoted teams. We need to be right at it. Last season was a hugely disappointing start in similar circumstances against Watford. So we need to start on the front foot. We're going there for 3 points. Really, we want to achieve great things this season, and we'll really take it on a game-by-game basis. Saturday's a tough game, but it's one where we're looking to take 3 points, and we're really excited for it.
Thanks, John.